Hi friends, it's Miss Dancliffe here. I just wanted to come on today and record a video doing some science experiments. You all know Miss Dancliffe loves science, so I thought I would do a video of me doing some science experiments that we've done in class before and that you can recreate at home and teach your family how to do it. Okay, so think back to the experiments we did in class involving the water cycle. We learned all about the water cycle and how it just keeps cycling through on Earth and it never stops. So think of those three phases of the water cycle. There's evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. So think back, the first step of the water cycle. The water's on the ground on Earth and then something happens and then it goes up into the clouds. Think for a second, what is that stage called? I hope you guessed evaporation because that's the experiment we're going to do today. And that's the first step of the water cycle. So all you're going to need, and make sure you have permission from your parents to do this, or maybe you work with an older sibling on this so that you can show them how to do it as well. But the first thing you need is just a plastic clear cup so that you can see through and you can see the water. And then you're going to need a Sharpie or a permanent marker so you can write on the cup, okay? And that's all you're going to need. And you're going to need some sunlight from outside, but we'll get to that in a second. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your cup and you're going to fill it up with water. And you can just use water from the sink. Now I do not want you to fill it all the way to the top. I just want you to fill it about in the middle or so you can see where the water is. Okay, so now I need to mark where my water line is because if you remember, evaporation is when the water on the earth gets heated up by the sun and then it rises as water vapor and goes and makes clouds, right? So we need to mark where our line is to see how it goes down because the water is going to evaporate, so the water line is going to end up going down, okay? So I am going to set my cup on a level surface. I'll show you right here. And I'm going to get eye level with it so I can see where the line is. And I'm going to mark it with my Sharpie. And then I'm going to look at the time. It is almost 12 o'clock right now. So I'm going to put the time on it, 12 o'clock. And I'll show you what that looks like here. 12 o'clock. And you see my line is right there with the water. And now I'm going to go take it outside and put it in a sunny place because we need the heat to heat up the water so that it evaporates, right? Heat and the sun are key to evaporation. So I'm going to go take it outside and I'll show you where I put it. And then you can get started on this experiment at home. As you can see, friends, I found a good spot outside on the concrete where the direct sunlight is hitting my water. So go ahead and place your cup of water outside in direct sunlight where there is no shade. Okay, friends, so you saw in my picture that I put it outside in a place where the sun is going to hit it directly. There's no shade, it's just all sunlight on my cup of water because the heat is going to heat up the water and it's going to make the water rise and turn into water vapor, and that is the process of evaporation, okay? But I want you to think, because think back to it when we did this in class. The water, all the water from the cup didn't evaporate within one day, did it? No, it took a while. So I want you to think about how many days or how many hours might this take for the whole cup of water to evaporate. Maybe write down your prediction after when you first put your cup outside and then check your prediction as the days go on. I'm going to say my prediction is it's going to last a full week. That's my prediction. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. Your prediction might be the same. Yours might be different. But I want you to think about that and I want you to check and see if your prediction's correct after all of the water has evaporated. Okay? Have fun making this science experiment and take a moment to explain to a sibling or a family member what evaporation means and how it works in the water cycle. Okay? Have a good day, friends. After placing my cup outside at 12 o'clock, I decided to check back again at 6 p.m. and my water evaporated a little bit and the water line went down and I made that mark. And then I checked again the next day at 2 p.m. and then I checked the next night at 8 p.m. So you can see it went down a little bit, so that means that the water was evaporating. But the whole glass wasn't gone, so it was going to take a couple days for it to evaporate all the way.